Tonight on CTV News at 5.
It does hurt to see so much of the income I make going to taxes.
Taxed out, Canadians spend nearly half their earnings on taxes.
It's great entertainment. I try not to miss a thing.
The Eagles have landed. A Nova Scotia homeowner welcomes freeloading feathered friends.
I personally, every time I see a shark, doesn't matter the species, I get really excited.
Deep sea adventures. CTV's Brianne Foley ditches the couch for the cage during Shark Week.
More sunny weather for Wednesday with temperatures warming up a few degrees.
Live from the Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News at 5.
Good evening and welcome to CTV News at 5. I'm Maria Penopalis. Thanks for joining us. First at 5 tonight, taxed to the limit. As the saying goes, you can always count on death and taxes. And unfortunately, taxes will cost you even more these days, from income tax to what we pay at the checkout. A new study finds the average Canadian family shells out more than 40% its income to the government. CTV's Vanessa Wright looked at how taxing that can be on the bottom line, and she joins us now. Hi, Vanessa.
Hey, Maria. I didn't have to go far to find Canadians who felt the pinch of taxes, though many were shocked to learn just how much they've been paying compared to other expenses. Between groceries, gas, and life's necessities, it's no secret many Canadians are struggling to make ends meet. But when it comes to what's really been weighing pockets down, a new study suggests those things aren't even the main culprit.
In 2024, we found the average Canadian family paid 42% of their annual income in taxes. And this is the single largest expense for Canadian families.
That's more than what Canadians spent on basic needs combined. According to the Fraser Institute, Canadians dished out 22% of their income on housing, 11% on food, and 2% on clothing, totaling to more than 35% of their income. Experts say it underscores the squeeze households face across the board.
When we're talking about cost of living and affordability concerns, we also need to include taxes in that conversation, because nearly 80% of the average family's income is going to not only taxes, but also to those basic necessities. So it's really, squeezing pocketbooks of families right now.
A reality many can relate to.
Personally, I think I'm actually struggling on paying so much on taxes, and it's making, we are pretty much just living paycheck to paycheck.
Most people are struggling to find housing because of, they can't afford it.
I'm fortunate to have a decent paying job, but still, it's a real struggle going from paycheck to paycheck just to meet all the obligations and putting food on the table.
Though economics professor Lars Osberg believes more focus should be put on how Canada's national income is distributed.
What we should be talking about is a fair tax load to buy the services that Canadians want, like healthcare, education, and also an occasional road that doesn't have a pothole in it. Because, what we pay in taxes provides for some of the things we want to have.
Many hope to see an ease on pocketbooks.
With the cost of living being so high right now, taxes just feel like one of those other things you have to pay for.
And Maria, the study by the Fraser Institute also found the average Canadian family's total tax bill has increased by 2,784% since 1961. But of course, times have changed, and so has the economy. Maria.
You can say that again. Thank you, Vanessa. CTV's Vanessa Wright for us in the news center this evening. All right, heading over to the anchor desk now, where Todd Battis is standing by with a look at the headlines.
Thank you, Maria. At 6 o'clock, a fourth Halifax teenager has been found guilty in connection with the death of Ahmed Al-Marak. The 16-year-old was stabbed in the parkade of the Halifax shopping center last April. The Crown is considering an adult sentence for the teen who instigated the attack. The license for a metal recycling facility in Moncton is not being renewed by the New Brunswick government. Among the reasons, noise complaints by people who live around the facility. Coming up at 6, we'll get reaction from those neighbors and American Iron and Metal and find out how AIM could potentially get that license back. Well, call it a byproduct of buying local. The sales of maritime-made alcoholic beverages are up, in some cases way up. It's a boost for local spirit producers. It has a lot to do with, yes, those U.S. tariffs. We will hear from those producers tonight at 6 o'clock. Let's hear now from Kaylin Mitchell in the Weather Center with what turned out to be a very nice afternoon, Kaylin.
Yeah, it was pretty pleasant for most parts of the Maritimes. I'd say temperatures for late July, maybe a little bit on the milder side as we're moving now into the first part of this evening. They're mostly sitting around the high teens, low 20s. I know a lot of people this far in July are looking for those temperatures sort of near the end of the day to be around the mid to high 20s, maybe even the 30-degree mark. Still, humidity wasn't a big issue for us. We did have some less humid air that moved in off the continent, so the air had that fresher feel to it. It will continue to do so for both tonight as well as for tomorrow. Winds currently are mostly out of the north and northwest, are being sustained in many cases between 10 and 20 kilometers per hour. We're going to get a few occasional gusts reported between 30 and 40. Wind gusts diminishing as we move through the night. Tomorrow's winds will be a little bit lighter and will be mostly out of the west and the southwest. Now, there are a few clouds around for this evening, but a lot of that cloud cover is going to be clearing up as we head through the evening hours. A little bit of broken high cloud cover moving in from the west, but that's about it because it is an area of high pressure. It's moving into place, and it's going to give us mostly sunny conditions in the forecast for tomorrow, as well as a bump up in our temperatures. So we're looking at some pretty fair weather here through the middle part of this week. For those who are looking for a little bit more in the way of some summer rain and some summer showers, though, our next chance of seeing some showers more widespread for the Maritimes is going to be on Friday as an area of low pressure moves in. After that, for the weekend, it looks like the return of some sunshine and some warmer temperatures. I will have more details, though, on the forecast coming up just a little bit later on. Maria.
Thank you very much, Kaylin. A happy update for you now. We first met Leylyn Boutlier-Albert in February when a fundraising effort was underway to get her robotic legs. As CTV's Mike Lamb shows us, the 9-year-old is finally on the move.
Hi, my name is Leylyn. Leylyn is 9 years old with scoliosis and CP in her legs, and she doesn't walk. We did a trial on the Treco last August, and at that point she wanted to take it home right there. So I said, no, we're going to do a lot of fundraising, and that's what we're doing. Had a lot of beautiful donations, very thankful to all of them. And her Treco came last week, and we've been in it a couple times already, and she's doing great. It's been quite overwhelming to get it here with the high cost of it. She gets out here and she just smiles and laughs, and I can do this, and it's great to see her laugh. Cars go by, they're watching her and just smiling at her and waving, and she just loves it. I'm in this again. Her attitude, let's go, Mom, let's go, Mom. I'm getting just as much exercise as she is, because she just wants to go constantly every day, but we're supposed to do it every second day for 20 minutes, and she keeps wanting to pick her speed up. Come on, Mom, I want to go faster. I was so excited. My mom was like thrilled because she did it on her own. It's a lot of money to raise when you're a single parent with 2 special needs kids. It's a lot to do, but I'm determined. That's what she wants to do, and I'm determined I'm going to make it happen. Thank you, Mom. Baby, you're more than welcome. Anything in this world for you, my darling, anything. I love you so much.
Oh, isn't that so beautiful? Way to go, Leylyn. Way to go, Mom. All right, time for a break. Here's a preview of a couple of the stories still to come on CTV News at 5.
Did you know that the Halifax Public Gardens is a National Historic Site? Stay tuned and hear all about it.
I'm Brianne Foley in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, where we have joined the Atlantic Shark Expedition this Shark Week. We'll have all those details coming up tonight on CTV News at 5.
The Pharma Choice Golf Tournament, in support of Christmas Daddies, helps make Christmas better for many maritime children and families. To everyone who hit the green for this great cause, we thank you for your generosity.
Welcome back. So there are more and more great white shark sightings in Nova Scotia than ever before. CTV's Brianne Foley suited up to see if she could catch a glimpse of one in its natural habitat.
Humans can't get enough of sharks, and marine ecologist Dr. Neil Hammerschlag isn't surprised.
People love their monsters. We know more about outer space than we do about the oceans, let alone the sharks in the ocean. So I think just that unknown, that mystery, and the fact that these are powerful predators.
For those who study the apex predators, the increased sightings of great whites in Nova Scotia waters is a positive.
Not only is it a good thing to see more individuals in terms of the health of their population, but it means that us as researchers are able to collect the data that we need to understand them better and hopefully protect them more.
That is a sign of hope for the oceans and for conservation and for the sharks themselves. You know, great whites are listed as endangered in Canada.
Atlantic Shark Expeditions has been taking enthusiasts on cage dives for 3 years now, giving the public an opportunity to see the creatures up close and personal.
I think sharks are a really big indicator of the biodiversity we have, and it shows a really healthy ecosystem. So when we're seeing sharks, it shows that we have really amazing, healthy oceans, and I think that's really cool.
And while great white sharks seem like the apex predator to us, it's actually humans that are the apex predator to them, killing over 100 million sharks per year. Having great whites in Nova Scotian waters is good for the ecosystem. And as for me, well, it's my turn to get in there. Though Monday's expedition was the first of the season without a shark spotting, it was still a jaw-dropping experience.
I love when guests come aboard and then they leave feeling like sharks deserve to be protected and that they also helped do their part in making that happen.
To actually experience sharks, see their true nature, it's life-changing and it's mind-blowing because these animals aren't these mindless killers that they're portrayed to be rushing in. They're curious and they're cautious.
Just like humans. Brianne Foley, CTV News, off the coast of Nova Scotia.
Some of us are a little more cautious than others. Brianne had no problem getting in there.
Wonderful. Oh, my goodness. I don't know that I'd have the guts to do it. I was saying maybe a few years ago, but now, like, the older I get, the more of a scaredy cat I become. How about you?
That's fair. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know if I'd get in that cage.
Yeah. Outstanding experience if you have the nerves for it, I think, for sure. You know what I had the nerves for today? A great weather day out there in the sunshine. What a great day we had.
Was pretty nice. There was plenty of sunshine across the Maritimes. So during the first part of the day, a couple spotty showers still drifted across areas Cape Breton. Not in Bridgewater, though. We're going to see some blue sky in the background, a little bit of a breeze. I will have more in the forecast after the break.
Welcome back. Kaylin Mitchell joins us once again with a look at how things are shaping up in the region. Kaylin, there's a lot going on, weighing on this forecast that we're headed into because we're in the end of July, headed into August. Lots of people on vacation. We need some sunshine.
Days are ticking down here for the month of July, that is. There is some sunshine in the forecast, also some much needed July showers because we still need some wet weather in the region as well. So we'll talk about that. Let's take a look at our sunrise and sunset times. So for that, we're going to a beautiful but breezy view here in Surrey in the east of Prince Edward Island. Beautiful blue sky, dark blue waters there as we take a look at the sunrise and sunset times for the provincial capitals. Now, it is a ridge of high pressure that's moving in towards the Maritimes for both today, tonight, and tomorrow. It's going to give us generally clear conditions. There's a little bit of thin high cloud cover coming along with that area of high pressure. So some of that may be present, but not expecting precipitation out of it. As we take a look at things on radar, not much is showing up around the region. There were some spotty showers today in Cape Breton. On our forecast timeline for cloud cover and precipitation, there'll be some clearing of the cloud cover that is currently present around 4 this evening, and then near and after midnight, some of that high cloud cover moves in. Temperatures for tonight, maybe a little bit on the slightly cooler side like they were last night for late July, that is. So sort of a fresh feel to the air to get the day started for tomorrow. Mostly sunny in the afternoon, and temperatures will be warmer compared to today, in most cases by a couple of degrees. A few clouds around for Wednesday evening and Wednesday night, and then on Thursday, a mix of sun and cloud, and there'll be a chance of some showers through the day in northern areas of New Brunswick on Thursday. The higher chance of showers in the Maritimes, though, in general, will be on Friday. Taking a look at our winds in the forecast for tonight and for tomorrow. This evening and up to around midnight, still mostly out of the northwest. The wind gusts coming down, and then in the forecast for tomorrow, slight change in the wind direction. It's going to be a west and southwest wind, relatively light though, mostly sustained between 10 and 20 kilometers per hour. So that's down even a bit even compared to today. Low temperatures in the forecast for tonight for the Maritimes. A lot of lows tonight will be falling into a range around 8 to 12 degrees. Some areas a little bit milder than that, including Lunenburg and Halifax, closer to 14 for tonight and 13 at Charlottetown and Bathurst. And then high temperatures in the forecast for tomorrow in New Brunswick, mostly coming up between 25 and 28 degrees. A little closer to 24 degrees around parts of the Bay of Fundy coastline. Near 26 for Charlottetown, many communities in Prince Edward Island on Wednesday, and most high temperatures for Nova Scotia will be around the mid-20s, except parts of the Atlantic coastline, which will be mostly between 22 and 25 degrees. Taking a look at the forecast for Thursday, once again, a mix of sun and cloud expected. Temperatures, though, on the warmer side, highs for around the mid to high 20s. There'll be a chance of showers through the day through northern areas of New Brunswick. It is a southwest wind on Thursday, and that means a little bit cooler around the Bay of Fundy coastline in New Brunswick and parts of the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia, because that southwest wind there is coming in more directly on shore off of the ocean waters. And then the forecast for Friday, we saw some greens on the map there. It's a low pressure system, some weather fronts moving in from the west. There'll be some showers along with them and a chance of some thunderstorms. So that's when we can get into or can expect our next more widespread round of wet weather here in the Maritimes. All right, let's take a look at our weather watcher for tonight. And tonight's weather watcher is 5-year-old Ivy Dawson from Fredericton. And Ivy has sent us a drawing of a buck strolling through, enjoying a sunny day. Thank you, Ivy. If you would like to be one of our weather watchers, they can come into CTV Weather Watchers, P.O. Box 1653, Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3J2Z4, or email kaylin.mitchell@bellmedia.ca. Maria.
Thank you, Kaylin. So Halifax Public Gardens are recognized as the only surviving Victorian garden in North America. CTV's Paul DeWitt takes us on a tour of the blooming paradise.
And for the next 45 minutes to an hour, I'm going to show you this beautiful 16 acres of Victorian gardens. What is interesting for the public to know is I have all sorts of people say, well, I've been in the gardens for 50 years, but they don't know anything about the gardens, and there is a lot of history here. It's dating back to 1836 when the Nova Scotia Horticultural Society started. And then looking at that beautiful building over there was built in 1847. And the American elms that are on the outside that are that old, we have a ginkgo, which is, as they say, survived the dinosaurs and the Hiroshima bombing. So way back in 1836, this was a bog, okay? Everybody lived down by the harbor. And some, well, we'll call them upper crust politicians and businessmen wanted to have a horticultural society. So what they did is they put together the plans, and they ended up getting what today is 5 acres of what today is 16 acres. The front gates that you see now were not there to begin with because that wasn't the normal entrance. The normal entrance was over on South Park Street, and it was a massive arch. They call it the pavilion or the gate post. And those gates, the front gates that you walk in now, came from Glasgow, Scotland in 1899 at a cost of $600.
One of the best things is, I bet that you didn't know, that the Halifax Public Gardens is a National Historic Site since 1984, and it is the only Victorian garden in North America that is still surviving.
Well, there's always something happening here, and as the seasons go on, the beauty never changes, because from the forsythia to the rhodos, you name it, it's always brilliant in color.
What a gem in the middle of the city. I just love those gardens. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we've got a close eye on this story.
I'm Hafsa Arif in Mineville, and coming up next on CTV News at 5, meet the woman whose yard is home to something spectacular, a family of eagles. That story's next.
Mornings with Aaron and Peter. What little lie did you have to keep for way too long? Tomorrow at 7.
And play $1,000 Minute at 7 as well. The answer to question number 10 will be Reykjavik.
Welcome back. So they're wild, majestic, and a little noisy. And a homeowner in Mineville, Nova Scotia wouldn't have it any other way. CTV's Hafsa Arif visited a woman who shares her roof with a family of bald eagles.
Every morning at 5, the calls start.
Parents come with food, and they make one racket.
It started 3 years ago when a pair of bald eagles built a nest above Linda Rick's garage. And since then, inside it, a family has grown year by year.
In 2023, they raised one, and last year 2, and this year, so fortunate, we had 3. So it's just a blessing. I'm just so thrilled.
Linda has been here for all of it. Every flap, every drop of fish, and every loud morning wake up.
I don't think they want to leave. Here we go.
The youngest of this year's brood has been taking its time flying, sort of, but staying close to home.
Some now, they've decided to go back to the nest. All 3 of them. Don't ask me why. Maybe the mother prefers to feed them there. It's so sweet. And I have seen birds, so they have been bringing birds to them too.
She's learned their patterns, their personalities, and their favorite spots.
When I first saw one on the ground, I opened the back door, and he was sitting on my rocking chair right at the back door within a couple feet.
Linda's property is not only a hunting ground and nursery, sometimes it's a comedy show too.
The 3 were sitting on the rail out front, and they were lined up, and one decided it would get on the back of the other and try to balance. Well, of course, I wasn't fast enough to get the picture, and they all ruffled their feathers and they all fell off.
They built the nest, but Linda built the bond. She says she's not just a neighbor to the eagles, she's their mother, minus the feathers.
They just seem so used to me that they don't scare me. They don't fly at me. They just stay wherever I am.
Seasons change, eaglets grow, and nests fall. But one thing is certain, Linda will be here watching from the porch, heart wide open. Hafsa Arif, CTV News, Mineville.
What a wonderfully unique and amazing opportunity to see these beautiful creatures up close.
That's pretty great. I mean, I'd be out on the porch there every morning, cup of coffee, just seeing what they were up to. I mean, you have to be up because apparently they wake her up at 5 a.m. in the morning. Who needs a rooster, right? Got an eagle.
Serene way to start your day there, watch these eagles flying around. They're so beautiful. Anyway, Linda, you are so lucky, and thanks for sharing. All right, so you have some information for us about the weather, though.
Yeah, we get to fly through the next couple of days in the forecast because they're pretty fair weather. And then we have some showers returning to the region on Friday. But for the weekend, it looks like sunshine will return and warmer temperatures.
Excellent. You'll have more at 6. You and Todd will be there. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night, everyone.